Ooh, I'm fat. As a fat boy. Big chubby chubs. So, yo, people would screenshot those. You know, I didn't understand. I thought, like, they were waiting for the video to pick up. But no, they screenshot the frame, and then that's how they make the thumbnail. I used to always... Are you guys with me? Where, like, you thought, like, when they were like, oh, I'm making a thumbnail, you thought that they were freezing enough time for the, YouTube to pick up that certain section? Because for a while, that's how I thought it was done. But I realize now, they just take a screenshot of the video clip. So, yeah. And also, I gotta wait a year to verify my YouTube account unless I use someone else's phone number, which I don't feel like doing. So I guess wait a year. That teaches you not to create a whole bunch of YouTube channels super close to each other in time. I just have a bad habit of start over, you know, like, just, like, I don't know, like, it's almost like I start over and I want, like, a perfect run through. I want everything to go smoothly, but that's not reality. That's not how reality works. You know, reality is bumpy. There's gonna be good days, there's gonna be bad days, there's gonna be okay days, you know, like, that's honestly the reality. But then in my head, I'm like, no, but I gotta restart so that I can do it smoothly, so that I can do it right, you know. Perfectionist, I suppose. Is that perfectionism? I don't know. What is restartedism? Restart? It's been a while since I've done YouTube. Well, not a while, but, like, you know, I'm getting back into it type of thing, hopefully. And hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more videos of me frequently. It's just, currently in my life, I don't know what to do for YouTube, because I don't have a bunch of money to just go spend money on stuff. I'm not like a Jake Pauler. I'm not like a Logan Paul who just is able to spend money on entertainment, on being able to do things for video and everything. So, I mean, what do I got? I could do, like, mukbang Mondays, you know? I could do, like, flirt with a girl Fridays, like, where I go out in public and try and get phone numbers from girls. I don't know, like, yeah, or no, not Freaky Fridays. We're not. Stop. Okay. Anyway, this is my current backdrop. It's not that bad, right? Like, it's not terrible. I mean, like, it's not great necessarily, but it's also not that bad. Wait a minute, hold up. I just want to see, is it? Ooh, oh my! Look. But so far, it seems to be good. As long as back enough. Wow, that hurts. I don't know, do you guys like this more, or do you guys like the on the box more? Let me know in the comments. This way you can see me more animated in some ways, I suppose. But in the box, it's like a little bit more of a flatter angle, I would assume. I suppose, you know. But also this way, you can somewhat see my progress in some ways, you know. As I shrink, you can see me shrink in the chair. Maybe I go back and forth. Yeah, I was decided. Never mind about the comments. I'm going to switch back and forth between the angles of me sitting here and sitting here with you on the box. Okay. So, what is my plan to lose weight? My plan is to eat healthy food for the most part. I mean, come on, I have a sweet tooth. You probably have a sweet tooth too. And sweet tooths are great. You know, it's totally fine, totally normal to have a sweet tooth. Just as long as you're balancing it with healthy foods. Right? Like, have your sweets, but also eat healthy, single ingredient foods, right? That's what you want. That's what you your fruits with seeds in it, because natural fruit, natural veggies, meat, nuts, legumes. I don't know. Honestly, fruit, with seeds in it, veggies, and meat. That's the main staples you probably want, and water. That's what I'm doing anyway. That's what I do. For me, I'm aiming for about 2,000 calories a day once I get this thing on the road, once I actually start, which I don't know exactly when that's going to be. I'm thinking of starting February 15th, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see what goes on in the world, what God has planned. My problem is I like food. I like food a lot. I like to eat food a lot. I like to eat a lot of food a lot of the time. And I don't move often. Partly because I don't like... It's not that... Yeah, I guess I don't like to move. I do like to move, but, I need a reason to move, And, sometimes I don't have that reason to move. So I have video games and stuff like that. So, why move when you can play video games, right? Hello. Sexy. So, my whole plan probably is going back to how I used to do things. Well, either that or I might try, because sometimes I do, with intermittent fasting and you go work out in a fasted state, that can be hard. That can be challenging in some ways. Some days it's great and you feel great either way, whether you're fasted or not. If you're fasted, you can feel great, but there are some days where it's like, oh, man, I don't know what's wrong, what I did wrong there, but I'm not feeling as energized as I did yesterday. And it can flop, every day. So, it's experimental, that's what I love about, body transformations, is that you can experiment with things. As long as you're being healthy, as long as, you're not being dangerous about it, you don't want to be too big, you don't want to be too small. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, just be real about it, see what your body can do. Your body is made to help you survive, right? Your body doesn't want... Well, depends on how you think about things. But your body, for the most part, doesn't want you to die. It wants to keep you alive. For the most part. It depends on... Well, that's a spiritual video. But, I think that's a good question. Why does your body get addicted to harmful things? Right? That's a good question. Anyway... So, my plan is probably gonna be eating between 12 and 4 p.m. And 2,000 calories per day at the most. And this is for losing weight for me. And then just single ingredient foods and water. And then Fridays I will allow myself to get a treat within my calories. Maybe a little bit over. I don't know. 2,500. I don't know. Maybe that. Maybe I'll do that. Just because, a nice treat day is nice. As long as, you crunch your numbers and you make sure you can fit in that treat day. You don't want to have a treat day that just totally sets aside all the work you did that week for losing weight or whatever, right? So you want to be able to fit all those junk food calories within your allotted calories for the week. Or roughly in there. I mean, the more, the better. Whatever you can do to make yourself stick to your plan that is actually working, then do it, right? And then, other than that, you just want good sleep, or good enough sleep, and good recovery time, I mean, I don't know. I still don't I don't like recovery days because like the next day you don't necessarily feel like going as much in some ways, at least for me. So I think what I'm going to do is just keep it Monday through Friday, working out, and then the weekend I will take off. So, and Friday, who knows, maybe I'll make Friday just a simple workout. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Again, experiment. Just experiment with your body. Be safe. Be careful. But yeah, for the most part, just have fun. See what happens. Obviously unsafe. Don't do that. Okay, don't do obvious unsafe things. But for the most part, as long as you're being healthy, then go for it. Just whatever works for you. Fat is energy. So yeah, if you have a bunch of fat, that's energy. So you can burn off the energy by simply not eating as much and not eating as often. Because when you have food in your tank, then your body's going to use the food in your tank, right? But if you don't have food in your tank, then the body's going to revert to using your fat for energy, right? Because you don't have food in the tank. If there's no food in the tank, you gotta, it's like a car. Like, the car's gonna use the gas you have in the car. And then you also have gas canisters in your trunk, right? So, if you I don't know. I did it. I tried it, and it seemed to work pretty good for me. But just the basics: calories in, calories out, yada yada. You get it. You got it. Let's do this. Hopefully soon after Valentine's Day, God willing. Then I will be, hopefully, it's not. God willing to allow me to make the decision whether or not I'm going to. Anyway, point being, sometime after Valentine's Day we're starting. And there will be probably a epic last treat day for real this time. I've done it a few times on my previous channels. And I will admit, it is an excuse to eat candy and junk food. And, yeah, but I feel